Hello, dear students. Welcome to NN's English classroom. This is Dr. Naufal, and today we will be discussing the topic review writing, which is prescribed by the University of Calicut in the second semester common course Writing for Academic and Professional Success. This chapter is taken from the Unit 7, which is titled Writing for Professional Purposes. The unit focuses on 4 topics. The first one, review. The second one, case study. The third, a report. And the fourth one, survey writing. So now in this lecture, we will be focusing on just review writing. 3 types of review writings we are going to talk about. And the first one is reviewing books. The second one would be reviewing movies. The third, reviewing products. Now the crucial question is, what is a review? The answer would be, a review is a critical evaluation of a text, event, object, or a phenomenon. Reviews can consider books, articles, entire genres or fields of literature, architecture, art, fashion, restaurants, policies, exhibitions, performances, and many other forms. Now, whenever you write a review, you should always keep in mind that a review makes an argument. The most important element of a review is that it is a commentary, not merely a summary. It allows you to enter into dialogue and discussion with the work's creator and with other audiences. You can offer your agreements or disagreements and identify where you find the work exemplary or deficient in its knowledge, judgments, or organization. You should clearly state your opinion of the work, and that statement will probably resemble other types of academic writing, with a thesis statement, supporting body paragraphs, and a conclusion. Now, typically, reviews are brief. In newspapers and academic journals, they rarely exceed 1,000 words, although you may encounter lengthier assignments and extended commentaries. In either case, reviews need to be succinct. While they vary in tone, subject, and style, they share some common features. First, a review gives the reader a concise summary of the content. This includes a relevant description of the topic as well as its overall perspective, argument, or purpose. Second, and more importantly, a review offers a critical assessment of the content. This involves your reactions to the work under review. What strikes you as noteworthy, whether or not it was effective or persuasive, and how it enhanced your understanding of the issues at hand. Finally, in addition to analyzing the work, a review often suggests whether or not the audience would appreciate it. Well, these are certain things to consider before you start to review a text. The first one is to read the book carefully, from the very beginning till the end. And the second thing is to write down your impressions of the text. Then you need to research the author. So you need to understand the author, and it's also good to understand or to have an idea about the background in which the text was produced. Only after accomplishing these 3 steps of a review writing, you start to write the rough draft of your actual review. Now, once you have made your observations and assessments of the work under review, carefully survey your notes and attempt to unify your impressions into a statement that will describe the purpose of your review. Then outline the arguments that support your purpose. Your argument should develop the thesis in a logical manner. That logic, unlike more standard academic writing, may initially emphasize the author's argument while you develop your own argument in the course of the review. Now, since most reviews are brief, many writers begin with a catchy quip or anecdote that succinctly delivers their argument. But you can introduce your review differently depending on the argument and audience. In general, there are certain steps that you must include while writing a review. The first one, start with an arresting introduction. The second, state the theme of the work. Third, describe the period, the characters, and the plot. 4. Comment on the style or presentation of the work. As I was mentioning earlier, you should be very careful when you write a review that the main purpose is to provide a clear analysis and evaluation of the work, never to give a summary. Always keep this in mind. With this, let's move on to discuss certain essential factors to be included while writing a review. They are the title, the author's name, the publisher, the publication date, the price, and the number of pages. These are generally included in a review. Talking about the author and the text, you should note that relevant details about who the author is and where he or she stands in the genre or field of inquiry. Then you could also link the title to the subject to show how the title explains the subject matter. Another thing, the context of your book or the context of your review should also be clearly mentioned. You can place your review in a framework that makes sense to your audience. Perhaps you would want to situate a book on French Revolution in the context of European social movements, for example. Your choice of context informs your argument. Then the thesis of the book. If you are reviewing a fiction or a novel, this may be difficult since novels, plays, and short stories rarely have explicit arguments. But identifying the text's particular novelty, angle, or originality allows you to show what specific contribution this piece of work is trying to make. Finally, here is an example from your own textbook. And please take a look at that sample review. And on the left side, it is clearly mentioned what are the things that should be included while you write a review. On the right side, there is a text called The Phantom Toll Booth, and the review is given there according to the criteria mentioned in the sample review. Please take a look at that. The title of the book is given, The Phantom Toll Booth, along with the name of the author, Norton Juster, and the publishing house, the year of publication, page number, and price. Then it began with a strong introduction to grab your attention. You see that 10-year-old Milo is bored. He is convinced that everything is a waste of time. But one day, a toll booth suddenly appears in his bedroom. Because he has nothing else to do, Milo decides to jump in his toy car and go through the mysterious toll booth. See the way it begins, in a way that catches your attention. And the body of your writing should give the setting or when and where the story takes place, as well as the characters and one or two events from the plot. Now, the story develops around a mission that is assigned to Milo in the lands beyond. He must find and return two princes. So now your own opinion about the text, your own observation about the text. Is the book very funny, happy, scary, exciting, or sad? And the conclusion should contain your opinion of the book. Did you like it, or would you recommend it to others? So, see how the review came. This is a fascinating story of excitement and mystery. If you enjoy magical adventures with a lot of unexpected twists and turns, you will love this book just as much as I did. So, this is how the review ends with a recommendation. To what kind of people would love this text? Those people who love to read adventures would obviously would love to read this book. So this is how the review ends. It starts from the title and the title of the text along with the author's name, and ends in a recommendation whether you should read or not. So this is the model of a typical review. So with this we wind up this lecture. Thank you.